All right.
How things go out there today?
Good. I thought it went really well. For our mock game situation and getting all our guys out there and different situations, especially with special teams and everything, I thought it went really well. We decided not to go live today. In the past, we've even gone live with the young guys towards the end, and I thought looking at what happened, a few years back and last year, we had a lot of guys get injured, even on our prep squad, and those guys are very valuable for us in getting us the right look. So today was a little bit more of a thud tempo, and from what I saw, it was competitive and really good. So I'm really pleased with what our team did today.
How healthy have you been able to stay? I know that was an emphasis, obviously, with all this. How healthy have you been able to stay during fall?
Well, I think the emphasis on health has been trying to get them trained in the weight room and with the conditioning, but we have to be mindful of our players and how much the physical part we're putting them through. I have to be mindful of the amount of live reps and who's getting them. And so I think having a deliberate effort on our staff, being able to just focus on who needs the live reps and who doesn't, and being able to just kind of plan that every day has been nice for our guys. So we've had a good amount of live reps with the guys that need it the most, and I was just really pleased with it. So we'll find out in a week, right? But I think that our guys are ready, and we came out at pretty, obviously we've had, I think injuries happen, but for the most part, I thought we did a pretty good job as a staff preventing as much as we can.
How do you think the depth has developed? Because that's always the emphasis here, is to make sure you have as many guys ready.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a really young team. So if you look at probably more than half our team are just young newcomers and freshmen, right? So I think being able to just put a lot of reps and sinking a lot of effort into them has been really helpful for us in developing depth. And we have a lot of young guys on this team that have experience, so that's always going to help. And then we focused on the peer-to-peer learning and having our guys teach each other. And it's kind of like when you're preparing a lesson for church, you end up learning the most yourself whether it's speaking in church or teaching a class. And for those of you that don't know, you probably should give it a shot and see what I'm talking about. But I thought that it went really well with our players, and I've been really pleased. I just like the culture that they're buying into of everyone helping each other and teaching each other. This morning we had a really cool thing. We were lucky to have Patty Edwards come speak to the team, and that was important that we have to play in Lavelle Edwards Stadium. But I thought I'm feeling old because a lot of the guys weren't even born when I was playing, so makes me feel old, but that makes me think that I don't know if they really know Lavelle Edwards and who he is as a person. So throughout camp, we've been really trying to have an emphasis on teaching them more about Lavelle and the impact he had on college football, but also the person that he was, the father and husband that he was, and the mentor and coach that he was. So having Patty this morning speak to the team was a really special treat for our players, and they were just really excited to have her talk, and she did an amazing job. So that was a big part of it. And I think we're going to be back in here again and under the lights, and want our guys to visualize them having success and knowing a little bit now that they know a little bit more about Lavelle, and it can be a little bit more personal for them when they see that name on the stadium and when they play on this field.
Why is that important for you, for them to understand the legacy of BYU football and Coach Edwards?
I played for the man, and I love him. And so, and I think that the more we talk about him and get to just let them know what kind of person he was, the better that will be. So I think that we always talk about history repeating itself. I think Mark Twain said that history doesn't repeat itself; it rhymes. And so hopefully we could have it rhyme with what Lavelle did here. And being a player that was a captain for him on his last year, and a guy that I just admired him. He's one of my heroes, and so it's just really nice for our players to get to know him, and I think it meant a lot to them. You got to remember they're really young, and so it's like our generation learning about Vince Lombardi. If you don't know anything but the name, then what kind of impact is it going to have on you when you get to play in the stadium that's named after the guy? So yeah, that's been really really good, and I think it's been a real cool connection for our players to be connected to Lavelle.
You mentioned a bunch of the new guys that are really stepping up and kind of taking big steps forward. One of those former new guys that's had a really good camp seems like is Dax Milne. How's he impressed, and what's he kind of done to impress coaches in
Dax
first real camp?
Dax is a really shy guy, and we put him in positions to speak up a little bit more and be in front of the team and to have an opportunity to lead. And he is an amazing leader. He's always done it by example, but it's just really nice when he can talk because he's a guy that came in as a freshman. Not only did he come in as a preferred walk-on, but he earned a scholarship, and then so he came in as a true freshman, played, earned a scholarship, and he can be a great example, and he can give a little bit of experience to the guys that are coming in, others that are in the same situation, or other walk-ons and other guys that are looking at cracking the depth chart. So he's a great example of what we need, and I've just been really amazed with him, and I'm just glad I have him for 3 more years of play. So he's a great young man, and I'm glad that the coaches put him in a position where we can really see his potential and allow him to flourish as a leader.
Kalani, you touched on this, but what's it like watching the walk-on journey? Dax, as an example, came in as preferred and now on scholarship. But watching those guys try and fight for spots and try and earn playing time and then earn scholarships and go through that whole process.
I think it's important for us to recruit all 120 spots on our team, and we're only allowed 85 scholarships. So I think that if we can recruit the other spots and show them that they have a role, and sometimes define it for them, and then let them know that the potential that they can come with. We've had a lot of guys that we put on scholarship. In the past, we've kind of announced it. I just choose not to because there's a lot of guys. I would dare people to just look at our team and you tell me who you think is a scholarship guy and who is a walk-on. We treat them all the same, and they don't have, whether they're a walk-on or scholarship guy, if they deserve to play, they'll be on the depth chart and they'll play. And so it's been nice having that attitude and the coaches buying into that. So that's the way we function. And if there's a way that we can recruit from within, then we'll give a scholarship to the kid that deserves it, that's with us at that moment.
I'm sure you've been asked this before, but I don't know your answer. Are you the kind of coach who believes defense wins championships?
I think defense, offense, and special teams wins championships. And a brilliant man told me once, score more points and then you have a good chance of winning. So I like those simple concepts.
Absolutely. And can you just comment on your defense as a whole?
Yeah, I love the defense. I mean, that's it's weird because I played running back, and even though I was probably an O lineman in the backfield, blocked more than I ran, but it was okay. I like to say that I played running back, but I coached every position on the field except for quarterbacks, and so I've been all over the place, and I've enjoyed my time as a defensive coordinator. That's where I really was given the opportunity to work with a group and work with the defensive unit. But I still think offensively, which I think helps out, and so Ituyaki is a running back that played for me when I was coaching at Southern Utah, and he's an offensive-minded guy, so I think he does that. He just thinks the same way, and I think it kind of helps out, but defensively, we have to have a defense to build off of it. With what we're trying to do on offense, sometimes you're going to ask the defense to play more reps, and they're willing to do it. So I'm grateful for the coaching staff that we have on the defensive side, be willing to just do whatever the offense can to score points and put them in bad situations. I think they're embracing all of it.
How much competitiveness is there at defensive back?
A lot, yeah. I mean, I think we have a shifting depth chart, and a lot of it has to do with health. But for the most part, if guys are deserving to play more, then they will. But I look at our defense and the amount of time that we spent running. You're going to need more than just 2 corners and 2 safeties. And I like to say we wish we could play with the same 4 DBs the entire game, but the style of football now doesn't allow you to do that very often. So we're going to have to get to it's not just about 11 starters anymore. We'd like to have 22, 30 on each side if we could, and then utilize them as much as we can. But I think what attracts a lot of people to our defense, especially the defensive backfield, is that we play a lot of young guys, and we're not afraid to put them out there, even as true freshmen.
Speaking of the depth chart, what position battles
It's like Groundhog's Day. Did I say all of them last time? It was like deja vu, right? All of them. I think I said it with the same attitude. So, no, I don't. I think we'll have a depth chart on Monday, but there's going to be a few ors there, and it all depends on what we're trying to get done, right? So, yeah, I can't really choose the ones. I think we have quite a few. We have about 8 guys that can play O-line at different spots, so we'll see what it comes down with. I think guys know, kind of have an idea of who's going to be the starters and who's going to get some playing time.